we can actually start now. There's more people coming, so that's great. So hi everyone, and welcome to VertoTalks On-Air. I'm Nicole, and joining me here on the screen is Paul. We're part of the growth team at Verto Digital. So hi Paul, again.
And for those of you who don't know us, Verto Digital, we're a digital marketing agency, and we're passionate and we specialize in helping B2B companies grow their marketing generated pipeline. And we do this through a variety of integrated AI infused services, including data and analytics, advertising, and SEO. And we're super excited to be here today talking about the issue of Google AI overviews and how AI is changing search, and it's going to be a great session.
Yes, and we're also passionate about knowledge sharing. So VertoTalks On-Air is, our way of bringing the marketing community online together, diving into relevant hot topics from the industry, sharing, practical insights from our work, learning from one another. So these sessions are really designed to be relatively short, but focused and practical. So yeah, open to all and hopefully very useful. Today, we're diving into a topic that's super hot right now in the industry and one that we're especially invested in, the shifts in AI search and specifically Google's AI overviews. We'll look at what's changing in search, what it means for our businesses, and how brands can adapt and navigate these changes. Could be risk, could be opportunities. To give us the sharpest insights, we're joined today by our head of SEO, Lily Grozeva. Lily works hands on with leading B2B tech companies and we walk us through what's happening. So, really, most importantly, what steps we can take to stay ahead of the changes in AI search. If you have questions, by the way, during the session, please drop them in the comments. We'll try to go through as many as possible at the end of the session. If not, we will always answer in the comments if we don't have time. But with that, I'll hand things over to Lily now to kick off today's discussion.
Good morning, good afternoon to everyone who joined us today. As Nikki and Paul, thank you guys, mentioned, today we're gathered to talk about something that I wouldn't consider that an issue, Paul. It's just something very big where the whole industry is probably, the whole market is going into that direction, at least from our standpoint as marketers, and on the other side, brands as brand owners. So we will go through a session where I will walk you through what happened, what changed in search. And also, here it is, what changed in search, what it is, what a Google AI overview is, besides maybe a little bit more context on top of what you see in your search result pages right now, and how Google and LLMs rank results. Mainly here, we will focus on how Google AI Overview ranks results, but this also won't be the main point of the session because we have very limited time. And what to do next, which from our perspective, within our approach, is starting with a status check, a post check, or an audit, where exactly you stand currently when it comes to AI search visibility, what to evaluate in your head or with the help of your people, what exactly that means, and how urgent the whole involvement in AI search should be for you, because the hype currently in the industry is pretty significant. And what we see on the client end is a confusion of, is it a hype? Is it something that we should speak about and take action on immediately? So jumping right into it, what changed in search? So obviously, what changed is that Google AI overviews is Google's response to the the Google's response to the evolved search environment, where Google actually has been investing in AI search for over 10 years now, and a little bit of the PR push they received in 22 and 23 from OpenAI and the other LLM companies, LLM chatbot companies that joined the conversation, actually pushed them to come up with a solution with a result of their own and a solution of their own that addresses the evolving needs of the search user. So, with that meaning, the result in this case, the AI overview is no longer a list of results where the user needs to go on her own and choose and find out the answer that she's looking for. The platform is trying to put together from multiple sources, often without attribution to the sources, an answer. So, an answer to the question, and keeping the user aside from making her browse to the different results that are known as the template links. This happens pretty rapidly. This is probably one of the most aggressive rollout of a product Google did in the last 30 years. Currently, or as of June, getting accurate data is not an easy task too. But as of June, it's already rolled out in 200 countries, over 40 languages, including Bulgaria. I think it was end of May that it landed. It was rolled out for Bulgaria, and currently serving over 1 billion monthly active users, which is an enormous number of search users. What does it mean if you are on the brand end? What does it mean for you if you're having a brand, if you rely on organic search visibility to actually generate visibility for your brand, and obviously engagements, conversions, sales, or whatever that looks like on your end? Most probably, if you get into your Google Search Console, you will see a picture like this. I see it in over 50 different Google Search Console accounts for different clients. It shows that visibility in the metric of impressions are actually going up, while the clicks, and I didn't get that third screenshot, but the CTR from the CRP is going rapidly down. This is a result of the rapid rollout of the Google AI overviews in most cases. The increase in impressions have different translations, but in many cases, this is because the AI overview in itself includes a search result. So it creates a loop where one search generates more than one impression. Okay, so it's a little bit more controversial on Google's end, though. So don't be surprised if you come up in a situation that sound a little bit confusing. This is one of the statements of Liz Reed, which is a VP of Head of Google Search, which is literally the person that is accountable for Google Search on Google's end, and she's saying, and this is literally last week's statement, she's saying AI in search is driving even more queries and higher quality clicks to businesses. At the same time, a couple of months back in March, same person, again Elizabeth Reed, was saying, actually, we never intended to send traffic to businesses. It's just something within our business model that we couldn't escape from. It was the necessary evil for us to give traffic to publishers. So it could get confusing a little bit. What you need to keep in mind is that this is a long-term plan on their end. There's a lot of additional data, and if anybody from you is interested, I can send over lots of information about that. But Google actually have been trying to keep the search users within the search engine results pages for many years now. This is in the form of answering a specific query or need directly on the search platform without the need of the user to browse a result, go on a certain website, etc. So this is a behavior that has been going on for a long time now. And no matter the statements that Google made for PR or whatever reasons, the data is showing that the visibility for a brand happens on the search result pages, and it's likely to remain there. The most, how to put it, the most common question and conversation starter we have in the last year or so is the traffic coming back? The type of clients we usually work with, tech companies and B2B brands, the drop is not as significant as it is with publishers and news websites. So it could be still flat or even increasing a little bit for some of the more active, more engaged brands online, but the whole overall market trend is going down. So fighting that trend is not necessarily the most useful application of the resources you have. There's other ways to approach that. Again, this is a very aggressive rollout. Literally, the AI results double month over month. So the time to prepare for that type of visibility change is now. And for different brands, maybe a little bit earlier, should be earlier. For some, they still have some time. It depends on different things that we will talk about at the end of the webinar. One very quick way to understand your personal brand, if you're on the brand side or if you're working with clients, one of the fastest way and for free, you can actually go and check how fast things are moving for the brands you care about, is to go in SEMrush. You can set up a free account, go to the organic results. It's called organic report, I think, the exact report, organic report. Scroll down to the SERP feature trend, and you will see, when isolate the other types of results as AI overviews, and people also ask, which are also considered almost AI overviews, so soon to be AI overviews, you will see a graph that looks a little bit like this, which means that, as you see, month over month, this is double-digit growth in comparison to the previous month of the adoption of results served as AI overviews for these specific brands. Again, a little bit controversial. On the left side is one very popular podcaster that interviews tech SEOs very often. On the right side, this is Sundar Pichai, which is the CEO of Google. I think this interview is again from a month ago or 2 months ago, so quite recent. The question is the main experience and the idea that AI modes will still take you to the web, to the human-created web, aka is Google going to keep sending traffic to brands? The answer, Sundar Pichai's answer is yes, that's going to be a core design principle for us. The data, however, shows that even if that remains true, this is hugely limited, and for some brands, they already dropped to 80 and 90% drop of their original traffic for what they had from Google. There's also a lot of data coming up saying that leads and conversions didn't change so dramatically. So there are other ways, and the journey is way more complex for users to find you besides just a simple Google search. So brands still make deals and still convert significantly better than the traffic trend. But still, the drop should be expected. And again, something not particularly useful to fight. So how does actually the search landscape look like as of literally 19 hours ago? So the AI overviews show up in 13% of searches. So these are billions of searches per month. The EU actually has 0-click results, slightly more than in the US. This is probably for regulatory reasons, and it's complex to explain. Brand visibility beats link counts for AI overviews. Inclusion, brand visibility for AI overviews is predominantly based on authority and trust, much more than on links, on backlinks alone, especially if they're not backed up by the other brand signals, like including also ad spend, which is something that we know for quite some time. Also, a couple of other things that we also know about. AI isn't replacing marketers. They are actually producing more content, generating more value for clients now that AI is in the picture. And traffic, again, as I mentioned, does not equal influence, that does not equal loss in deals. So the journey currently is very segmented. This is important to understand because, again, traffic is going down, but the landscape is way more complex and has been way more complex for years. Many advanced marketers are aware that segmenting the journeys to the channels that are the most common, like paid, organic, social, etc., and the attribution is actually a very complex thing to do. Building a buyer decision for a client is a complex process, and the buyer goes through different surfaces and different platforms before they make up her mind on how they're going to engage with the brand, close the deal eventually. So traffic drops. The estimation is that around 35% of the traffic for the first result is actually dropping. So if you were first result for some queries, chances are the traffic came from that queries actually dropped by a third. Also, again, the buyer is now across different surfaces. One way to approach that and to find out the right channels that the user is using to actually build her opinion and her engagement, what her engagement with the brand should be, is to use a tool like SparkToro here on the screenshot. It can help you understand what your audience is. This is an audience research tool, and one way to update your search strategy would be to position yourself in where the audience is, which is not new to marketers at all. Across social, across search platforms, including AI, and across websites in the ecosystem. The journey, again, is fragmented. Google is no longer a monopoly. This is an image from 25. Their market share is actually dropping. In comparison to the monthly active user that ChatGPT is gaining, there is actually a little bit of stall in the last maybe a month or so. Google reports significant growing numbers, while ChatGPT is showing a pause in growth for July and August. But 1 month is it's an interesting trend that we follow, but 1 month is not enough for us to understand if this is going to remain the trend. So this was the first part. I know it all sounds like doom and gloom, like everything is changing, traffic is dropping, we need to include more platforms, more surfaces. Before I show you how to approach that change, what we suggest to be the reasonable thing to do at that point. Let's say a couple of things about how Google actually ranks a result to be an AI overview result. Oops, something happened here. Do you also see a black box? Okay, so imagine imagine this is a Google AI overview results. The filters are actually, no, never mind. Like the chances are, if you type anything in Google, you will have a Google AI overview is 1 in 5 cases. So you can imagine a Google AI overview pretty easily. So you have filters, which means that you can filter the type of result, and it will rebuild itself based on the filters you select. Also, each of the snippets, the so-called content chunks that are selected to build the whole AI overview, has a short link to it, a link icon to be more exact, next to it, that helps a lot if somebody wants to dig deeper into the content. Unfortunately, if you click on it on the sidebar of the AI results, it will only visualize, again, within the Google search platform. It will only visualize the part of the content where the content chunk is. So you still are not going to the website. You will need to be more aggressive than that to actually generate a traffic session on the website. And the sources, again, as I said, are on the sidebar. So these are the ranking factors, as reported by Adlift and the research they made. The keyword to content alignment is the top driver for AI inclusions, according to the research. This is 1/3 of the ranking factors. So talking about exactly what the person is searching for is the biggest factor for you to rank. So the depth and the structural data is important as well, but the clear and factual intent match between what the person is searching for and the content you deliver in a clear, factual way is presumably one of the best search engine ranking factors. Also, more relevant on the brand angle, branded web mentions is one of the biggest ranking factors. Same for brand anchors. This is something very most search marketers are very acquainted to that metrics. One way for you to understand what are the chances for your brand to generate Google AI overviews is actually to check the levels of your branded searches. If you have a lot of branded searches for specific topic, the chances are you will actually generate a Google AI overview for that specific topic. This is something that you can easily find with a tool like the Search Console or SEMrush. And finally, what to do now that we know the state of search, what the ranking factors are, and what you can actually go and do pretty much immediately. First of all, one thing that each and every one of the brands need to decide and evaluate quickly on their own is the time to audit now. One thing, if you don't have a multi-channel acquisition plan and you rely solely on search, the answer is yes. You need to go audit and start taking actions into implementing recommendations around accustoming your approach to PR, to visibility, and also to content optimization, accustom that to the AI search requirements. If you have a diverse campaigns and programs that generate leads and visibility across different platforms like partnerships, marketplaces, user-generated channels like Reddit, Quora, or you have very developed program around YouTube or video content or whatever else or podcast. Podcast is actually one of the most preferred by brands way to keep visibility, especially awareness, visibility for their brand on the very top levels. So this is actually the type of if you have all these things in place and you have started doing that, then you can skip the audit for now. You even if you audit, the chances are you're in a good place. So you're already visible enough. AI overviews and also the LLMs are probably picking you up pretty well already. And pretty much the same question as above, but this time what percentage of the deals, not just the visibility, but what percentage of the deals is actually attributed to organic? Again, if you're the type of brand that have a lot of, you rely a lot on organically attributed deals, you should act as soon as possible. And also one quick check, again for free, you can go check SparkToro, the audience research program, or into your referral traffic. SparkToro is on trial, you don't need to pay anything. GA4 you should have up and running 100%. So you can go and check and see exactly where what sources actually, from what sources your users are coming from, where your audience is spending their time, and what type of websites you already present. This will help you understand what, in terms of website, how your whole website ecosystem looks like, and where you need to participate if you have gaps. Not to mention that you can go and do the SparkToro report for your competitors as well, see where the same audience that you try to attract hangs out, and see if you cannot go and be present and useful there instead of them. And also, you need to put in place a process, approach, and skill set about the time, money, and people and IP you will need to go full AI. Which means, do you already have a person, an ambassador in the company that is at least following the discussions, at least building an IP around what it looks like for you to be visible on AI search? Are there processes in place to help you out, like, for example, in content production, in PR, in outreach with other programs that will help you generate visibility in the ecosystem in general, which usually contributes to AI visibility? Again, what is the opportunity? Very easy way to find out. Free account in SEMrush, same report, but this time lower than the purple bars we saw before. You can go and check the AI overviews you currently rank for and the ones that you have a chance to rank for, but you're still not there. Same for people also ask, which are considered to be soon to be Google AI overview, so almost baked. You can go and check that, and really go and build campaigns if you want to be aggressive and practical about it. Go and build campaigns around these specific keywords and these specific topics where you want visibility. Keep in mind that we don't have AI overviews data in the Search Console. This is from a couple of weeks back. I'm personally not aware if that situation changed, but a lot of this is happening in a black box when it comes to data-driven decisions. We still rely on third-party tools like SEMrush, like SparkToro, like all these different tools to understand what the audience is searching for and what we are ranking for. What matters and what you can go and try do on your own. Everything I share here is either with a free trial or directly free that you can go and check out yourself. Go and do a simple brand audit, see what type of, when building an AI overview, what type of sources are used to build the whole result. What exactly is the evaluation of your content currently to rank for Google AI overviews, and what are the specific criteria that the content is evaluated against? Here's some technical and SEO: page structure, engagement. The previous one was content quality, relevance, authority, and trustworthiness, and a breakdown of the different components of it. And probably this is the most useful thing you will find there. The specific recommendations that about the contents and the paragraphs in the contents that will help you understand what needs to change, and hand over this directly to your content team so that they can update the pages respectfully. So these are the main takeaways. Traffic and visibility are not equal things anymore. Traffic is going down, visibility is likely to remain intact, but you will need to involve other platforms. Google is no longer search surface on its own. You will the journey is distributed across different platforms that you need to include in your strategy. The website is not your marketing channel. The chances are lots of the information about your brand and products will be delivered outside of your website, either in an LLM or in a Google AI overview, or even in social. You know that the trends in all the major platforms is to keep you in the platform. So the message about you and your brand is likely to remain in some other platform. And the website is becoming more and more just a place where the transaction is happening more than anything else. And now is the time to audit and act. And if not audit immediately, then at least start building skill set and capacity around working on updating your SEO strategy so that it includes all these additional things. That's about it. It's a hard job for 30 minutes, to be honest with you. Really hard.
No, really, yes. Um, we're out of time, unfortunately. There's one comment on LinkedIn, Lily. One question on LinkedIn. Do you want to answer it now, or you can answer it in the comments directly?
I can answer now. What do you mean by one? This is from Medha Parashar.
Yes, it's
What,
this one.
yep. What do you mean by one search query results in more than one impression? Yeah. So many colleagues notice that that investigate specifically the Google AI overviews, that when the result is built from snippets of different websites, sometimes the source is not actually a website. It's a search result page again. So you click on the search on the link and you go to another search result page, which means that the user is searching once, but in reality it generates another impression of the same AI overview by the expansion. Is that answering the question?
I hope.
There is another
There's
question.
also another one. Yep. I'm probably more going to come as people watch the recording as well after the webinar.
Any
So
questions? Yeah, we will.
yes,
I can answer
Lily, you can definitely.
the second one. Does Google use LMS TXT for AI overviews? Currently, the LMS TXT is a subject to quite a discussion in the search community. There is no evidence that the LLMs are using it. And for Google, as far as I know, they only use robots.txt. This is the standard they work with W3C, and there is no evidence whatsoever, to the best of my knowledge, that this is changed and now they move to something else.
Okay, amazing. Well, thank you so much, Lily. This session was super interesting and super insightful, and I need like probably to rewatch it one or two more times to be able to understand everything. But the recording is gonna be on the event page, so everyone can watch it and rewatch it if they need to, which is great. Also, if any of you guys want to drop more questions in the comments, do it. Lily will answer them.
Later, yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I would also say, like, this is meant to be an ongoing communication. Follow Lily on LinkedIn. She's posting a lot. She's available for interactions, counsel, etc. And so, look to keep the conversation going, because that's really what we're trying to do. Figure out great things to talk about and then educate.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, thanks
Amazing.
so much, everyone, for your time. And again, if there are more questions, keep them coming. If not, talk to you next time.
Have a great
Yes. Thank you so much.